Okay, I'm going to do a pocket page now. As promised, I'm going to do 3 or 4 different pockets so that you can put those in the album that we just did, or you can put them in any other album that you like. Now, what we can do is use some money envelopes. I'm using Tesco Value ones because I'm from the UK. They aren't very strong, but they do the job for this because it's only a small envelope and we don't need them to be terribly strong. We need 4 of those. The actual measurement of the envelope is 4 3/4 by 3 inches. So if you've got envelopes that are around about that size, use those. You can obviously do this with any size envelope. It doesn't matter what the size is. But these will fit in the album we've just done, and they'll go across the page nicely. So I'm using these. So you'll need 4 envelopes. We need to put some double-sided tape on 3 of them. You need to seal the envelopes up first, and then double-sided tape. Oh, that's my thick one. You want to go from the short side about 1/4 of an inch in on each side. That'll give you the concertina on the edge, and then across the bottom right on the crease. And you need to do, as I said, the 3 of those, and the other one is left plain. Then what we need to do, I'll do 2 at a time, is just take the slither off the top, literally a slither, so that they're open at the top edge. And then what we can do is put them all together. Get your, well, this is a nice strong punch, and these envelopes are not very thick, as I said, so it will take it. If you've got thicker envelopes, I do it 2 at a time, and centre your half circle and just take a notch out. These EK Success punches are so strong, they're very, very good. Right, and then what we need to do, we take the first plain one, lay it down on the desk with the stuck down side facing upwards towards you, and then take off your double-sided tape. Doesn't want to come off again, does it? Where is it whenever you do demos that you can't get the double-sided off? It comes off fine when you're not taping anything. Once you've taken your tape off, you pop that one on top of the other one. Again, the stuck down side facing upwards. You need to do that with the other 3. Just layer them up, and then that's your pocket, and you've got your concertina excuse me, at the side there, and you've got loads and loads and loads of pockets for lots of tags in there. And you can decorate that. If you want to ink it, I would ink it before you start. Just seal your envelopes up, so seal the envelope up and then ink your edges before you start. Be careful when you're inking, let them dry first before you start putting things together when you've been inking, because of course, because you're making anything wet, it makes it much weaker, so you need to leave it to dry before you start putting things together. And so you can decorate that, then put your coloured paper on the front and stick that down to the inside of your page. So I'll get the album we just did, and that will fit in there absolutely lovely. So double-sided your pattern paper on the front there, and yeah, that's great. Let me see what size roundabout. If you want the tag to stick out the top a little bit, I'd do it 3 1/4. If you want it to sit down inside the envelope and become flush with it, I'd do it 2 3/4 by 4 1/2 probably. So that's one pocket. Okay, the next pocket we're going to make is a simple library pocket, which is that one, and that will fit in this album. You can put it in that way, stick it, the whole thing down on the back and put it in and just have the pocket, or you can put it in that way and stick the back this side, that side, and have that open, so you can put another tag in behind the front one, or stick it that way on the back, this side, that side, and that side. Oop. And then you'll have another pocket underneath as well as the one you've made. So lots of different ways you can use it. So let's show you how to do that one. You'll actually need a piece of paper 8 by 4 1/4, and you need to score that at 4 inches on the long side. So my scoring tool has disappeared. There it is. So 4 inches on the long side and 1/2 inch on this long side, and 3 3/4 inches on there. So that's giving you, oh sorry, I'm out of leave you with that. I'll turn it over so you can see. What we want to do then is we're going to cut out these two sections on the edge, these two, that one and that one. So I'll try and make sure I'm in camera. Doesn't matter too much, you don't have to do it on the cutter because you're not going to see it anyway. So let's just cut those out for now, the two on the same side. So simple. That one, we're going to just taper these edges a little bit, just a tiny touch, don't go mad, and you could just taper those top ones too. And that's going to be your pocket. Lift that up there. You can do your little half circle if you so wish. Again, centre it, take that up, and then you just glue those two sides. I'm going to use the Scotch this time. Glue the two tabs. Use your bone folder just to reinforce that crease. There. If you find that it's sitting up a little bit too much for your liking, when you come to, here's another one that's similar. When you come to do this, what you can do is just trim a tiny bit, just a slither, and just take that off, and that just gives you, my ruler's on my scissors, that's why it's skidding about. Just take that tiny little slither, that's all it is, just this tiny slither. That will give it a little bit of leeway just to sit in there a little bit better. So that's your library pocket, so that's another one done. There's a bit of a variation on it, which is this one that I was showing you. At the top, when you've cut all your pieces, you take your slither off the bottom. I'm going to show you just to make this little crease in here. So what you want to do is measure along that top edge, and you want to make a little mark at the centre, which is on this one is 2 1/8. So make a mark there. Take your mark 1 1/2 inches down and cut it. So you're going to make a slit in the top like that, and then you'll be able to go across 1 inch from the top there and make a mark. Haven't got a pen handy, pencil. Make your mark there on the top, an inch across, and then from that inch mark down to your cut line, just fold it backwards, and you can do it with a bone folder, and again the other side, and that just makes a nice little feature on the front. It won't look very good with single-sided paper, but if you're using double-sided paper then that's fine, and you can again just glue the back flaps down, and then you'll have your little pocket. But it's just a little bit more of a feature. You could put some brads in there before you stick the tabs down if you want to. You can put in there, or put some buttons on there, anything you like, put a little bow, anything. So that's another pocket and another variation. Okay, yet another pocket, really simple one this one, just a piece of paper, and the pattern paper you can use single-sided for this, 3/4 by 3.5, and you want to score it, oops, dropped it, on the long side, the 1/2 inch, and 5 1/4. So, oh sorry, I'm out of camera again. Oh, 1/2 inch and 5 1/4. So that's giving you 2 1/2 inch tabs across the top, and then on the short side you want to turn it round like that, and then 3 inches. Take it off the scoreboard. And what we need to do then is just cut. We'll get the little squares at the corners, so just cut those little squares out like that. Leave you with that. Now you can make just a little cut like that, just so that it will sit nicely. So round it there. You can also do that top one just slightly. So you're left with that. Turn it around so you can see that's the pattern side. So we're just left with this, and this just, and you can fold that, obviously fold your tabs in like so. Get your bone folder, make the creases nice and flat, and that will just go into your album and sit like that. You can just glue those side tabs and stick it in like that, and that will fit the album we did. Again, another, just a variation on that is you could use another Tesco value envelope, ink your edges if you want to before you start, seal it down, take the top off like we did for the concertina pocket, and then that, instead of sticking that straight onto there, you can stick these tabs, so put your glue in here and fold that over there, and fold the bottom one up, and then that will give you a pocket and another pocket that was your envelope, and you can stick it down 3 sides at the back where your tabs are, and that will give you another pocket, so you'll get 3 pockets out of that. So that's another idea. Right, and the last one I'm going to show you just now is, let's clear up a little bit, is just a really simple one with, again, those the Tesco value, the money envelopes, or any envelope that you like. And on this size envelope, which I said was 4 3/4 by 3, I'm going to just, one of them, I just want to score on the long side at 1/2 inch, or actually a little bit more than that. We'll do 3/4 of an inch. So we scored that one at 3/4 of an inch, and then fold it down. Oops, sorry, moving the camera. Put your score. Obviously you've got to seal these envelopes first, so you lick them if you like. I don't like very much. Then what you're going to do is we're going to stick that excuse me, turn it over, the one that you've scored, pop some double-sided tape just on the bottom of there, a couple of double-sided tape from that score line down, so what you've got there is like that. If you want to put a thicker one on there or 2 lines on there, you can. I'd actually rather do it with, unless it's very thin paper, which this is, when I put double-sided tape on, I'd rather actually do glue, the Scotch glue, because I think it doesn't dry out in the air like double-sided does. But if it's thinnish paper, then it can cockle, so if it gets wet, so then you need to use your double-sided. So we'll do that, and then what you need to do, your smooth side towards you, and this is your sticky towards you, and just pop that one in there. Yep, that's not straight. That's not straight, but you get the gist. Don't put it right on the crease, just up from the crease just slightly, and then I'm going to take that up there, and that will give you one pocket and another pocket, and if you tape it on 3 sides at the back, you'll have a pocket that way as well, so when it's on your page it will go in there like that. You'll have the pocket there and a pocket there. I wouldn't actually, well, you could do, you could put a half circle in there and a half circle in there if you want to, and you could actually split that top and make that 2, but they're very thin, these envelopes. I think I'd rather leave them like that. I hope you'll go ahead and use that, and I'll see you again for another tutorial soon.